Yo, Johnny. 4 days, remember that? 4 days to victory. 4 months later, you're still explaining. From Tehran, we got a question. How you lose the crowd at your own birthday party? You said America first, you said everything's great. Now the singers see the flyer and they suddenly can't make the date. One by one they disappeared, backstage doors swinging wide, looking at the guest list and politely stepping aside. Young MC said, hold up. Martina said, not me. Commodores hit the exit sign, now you're talking to empty seats. You called them third-rate artists, said you're the biggest attraction. But if you're such a giant, why are they running from the action? Even your own artists are ditching you. The crowd keeps getting thinner too. You promised fireworks, you promised victory views. Now you're planning to headline because nobody else will. Back in Tehran, we watching eating popcorn by the bowl. You said I ran with full quickly, now it's month number 4. Every week a new prediction, every week another spin. Every week Marco says the deal is close again. Tomorrow, next week, soon, almost. The calendar keeps laughing at promises and posts. Meanwhile, ships still waiting, markets feeling the strain. The world keeps paying interest on a war nobody can explain. Even your own artists are ditching you. The headlines keep slipping through. The deal is always coming, the ending never arrives. You keep selling victory speeches, reality tells a different lie. And what about that? Reflecting pool, $13.1 million for paint. Not a bridge, not a school, not a hospital wing. Paint that better be magical. Paint that better sing, that better dance, that better cook breakfast too. Because for $13 million, people expected something new. You gonna swim in it, Donnie? Is that why it's shining blue? Because Americans keep wondering what exactly that money bought you. Everybody's asking questions, nobody's hearing replies. One controversy follows another, one distraction follows the next. And every time the pressure rises, something else fills the screen. Another rally, another speech, another promise, another dream. The artist walked away, the war keeps dragging. The prices keep climbing, the explanations keep changing. And somewhere in America, regular people stare at receipts, wondering why the loudest victories always sound like retreats. So from Tehran, respectfully, if everything is winning, why does it look like losing? If everybody loves the plan, why does everybody keep leaving? And if America is back, why does nobody want to headline the show? Good night, Donnie. Donnie. Orange pegs! America first! Oops! Well, that's the slogan you stole. But BB is orchestrating everything, and your vote is being counted. We're not just fighting for Iran, listen carefully. Your people are calling us. Yes, we're taking direct messages here. If one nation is gonna stand up to the fear of the Epstein regime, it's us to the last breath. We've been doing it for years. We stand here for everyone who's ever been harmed by a system they've known from the start. The enemy has always been you. The real threat is wearing suits and singing patriotic songs while selling out their own citizens and calling themselves strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed. Taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They've woken up from the lie, the illusion has been shattered. You shouted America first. Now you put losers first. Make Israel great again. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. Israel. They lied to you all. We saw it all. If the public ever saw the files, man, this planet would shake from the level of filth and evil you've committed. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you depraved snake. You claim you never set foot in the country. You've been there over 40 times. You mentally ill bastard, you're finished. We're ready for you. The Epstein regime must fall. You pseudo-Christian elite who sacrificed to Baal, Satan. You talk big for a man with small hands. Small hands, small things, everything is small. We saw it all, and word got around that smallness is rather widespread. No wonder all those angry tweets, all those desperate ramblings, bullies who always make a fuss. You say you love losers? Look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by. They command you to die for Israel. They command you to die for Israel. They have lied to all of you. Hey, orange pegs. America first. Oops.
Watching the world burn, watching the world burn. June 5th, 2026. Let's get into it. I think everybody's gotten the message. I have very little traffic on the Florida Man News Network channel now. I think everybody's gone over to The Burn Report. The Burn Report on YouTube. And of course, The Burn on Rumble and The Burn on BitChute. So that's good. So I believe I'm real close to shutting down the Florida News Network channel once and for all. We might post this video there just to let everybody know, anybody that hasn't moved over to the Burn Report. And then of course I'm at that CyberSec guy on X. And we keep picking up followers, but it's kind of weird. My numbers don't go up, but I get the reply messages coming up on a spider web. Hold on, hit it with the phone, there we go. Yeah, the spiders are out. Nice day here in Florida. We actually got below 90 today, which is good. Man, that last hike, if you watched that video, I thought I was gonna have a heat stroke. That was brutal, but we got through it. You know, that thing here in Florida, especially in the summertime, you just got to get out in it. Of course, today I forgot to put my backpack in the car, so I have no water. We're out for a really long hike in pretty dense forest here. Actually, I had to go off trail for a bit. I've never seen the trail completely blocked. They really haven't done much maintenance. But let's get into the news. The latest on Iran was the, I guess we hit a target, and then Iran hit Kuwait, and supposedly, you know, a lot of people were posting on X that Iran hit the airport in Kuwait. But then Iran came out with a statement and said, no, they didn't hit the airport. That was a Patriot missile that went off target and hit the airport. Who knows? You know, you get so much conflicting information. But we do know the airport was hit. At least we know that. We don't know by what or who. Could have been the United States, could have been Iran. So they're trading tit for tat right now, United States and Iran. So, oh yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that stupid phone call between Netanyahu and Trump. That was all show, folks. I told you that in the last video. You know, nothing's changed. We're still giving Israel plenty of money. We're giving them plenty of bombs. We're helping them to exterminate the the Lebanese, and we're helping them exterminate the Palestinians. So nothing in that relationship has changed one iota. The Ukraine war has taken on a different dimension. I don't know, the last video I was telling you that they did a 650 drones, which were all decoys, and then a bunch of missile strikes. And I was expecting a follow-up to with a huge drone strike. And to the best of my knowledge, I haven't heard anything that the Russians have followed up with anything. Now, we did, the United States and, well, if you want to say our proxy Ukraine, it's really, they have nothing to do with it because we do all the targeting. We tried to hit the St. Petersburg, if you didn't know, they're having a big financial convention there. I forget what it's called, the St. Petersburg Financial Convention, something like that. Anyway, a lot of people are there. Russia had said that'd be a red line if we tried to strike that, and we did. So, I don't know, to the best of my knowledge, Russia hasn't done anything yet. I was expecting them to hit Lithuania, Lithuania, with one of the Baltic states with an Oreshnik, but that hasn't happened yet. So I guess, Putin's still keeping a lid on everything. I know the Russian people want it, especially, maybe 2 videos ago, I showed you the school that we hit. We killed, I don't know, I want to say it was 23 students, 3 boys, and the rest were girls. They were all studying to be teachers. And boy, that really infuriated the Russians. I don't even know why we have a CIA, probably the most evil organization on the planet. We started the Iran war by killing, 160 little girls. Now we're striking schools in Russia. And of course, in Lebanon, we're blowing up hospitals and doing double taps on, when the rescue crews arrive, we'll hit the ambulance and blow them away. It's a sick military. I wouldn't want to be in the military. All we are at this point are mercenaries, killers, whatever you want to call it. And that's not the military I would want to serve in. If you didn't know, the bill in Congress looks like it's going to pass. So we're going to be merging the United States military with the Israeli military. It looks like that's what we're going to do. Boy, if you don't think Israel owns the United States government, that ought to be your key indicator right there. That means Israel's going to have access to all of our intel, all of our satellites, everything. In fact, I would imagine we might end up with an Israeli general in charge of the United States military. So, if you want to serve in the U.S. military, it's not going to exist. It's going to be the Israeli military from this point forward, from what I can tell. I guess we'll have to see what happens. A lot of people were saying, well, the Congress, because it's a 1,000-page bill, they were saying that, because Congress likes to play stupid. I didn't know that was in the bill. Well, they all know now because people have been raising hell. So every single congressman that votes for that, which they already have, they knew what was in that bill, and they knew that they're giving Israel, the U.S. government, over to Israel. So imagine maybe Netanyahu will just move into the White House and, push Trump into Mar-a-Lago and tell him to shut the hell up, which is what more or less Netanyahu told Trump after that supposed phone call. So we'll see what happens there. As far as personal account, I did want to just brag for just a minute. We are done stocking up. So today they're reporting that the jobs numbers were up. I find that hard to believe. Joe Biden's administration used to inflate those job numbers. Of course, he was expanding the government, so there was an expansion of jobs in the federal government, but not, to the best of my knowledge, in the private sector. But Trump's reporting that the jobs are up, and people are believing it. Stock market's down just a little bit today. And then, of course, silver actually went below $70. So if you can afford to buy some silver, I highly recommend that. I think that's a pretty decent price considering where we're heading. Now, lots of conflicting reports. Most people feel that we're just going to climb right out of this disaster and everything's going to be hunky-dory here in a couple of months. You know, a lot of conflicting information there. If you listen to Douglas McGregor or Larry Johnson, oh, speaking of Larry Johnson, he's still pretty adamant that his source, I believe it's from Pakistan, says that they gave, well, I'm not sure who gave Iran a nuclear weapon. Now, I can't imagine there would be just one. So we should probably see a nuclear explosion in Iran here before too long. So we'll see. You know, maybe at that point, Trump will back off. You know, he's still on the radio. And if you listen to his right-wing talk show host, we got to get over there and finish the job. You know what? I would like to see Sean Hannity on a ship right now on his way to the Middle East to go fight Iran. I would love to see that. Or Todd Starnes or, you know, any of these right-wing hosts, especially Mark Levin. Let's put Mark Levin in Israel and send him into Lebanon with the IDF. Put a gun in his hand and see how long he survives. I'd like to see that. You know, put your money where your mouth is, you freaking idiots. God almighty, I can't stand listening to these people. You know, but so many people in America fall for this stupid bullshit. So, but I'm going to tell you right now, you know, even though I'm done stocking up, I mean, I won't be buying anything for a long time. I don't even have to go to the grocery store for a long time. Hell, I don't even have to buy gas because my car is a Toyota Prius Prime. So mainly I run on electricity. So that means at the end of this month, I'm actually going to pay off one of my debts. And that's one of the things I've been encouraging you to do. You know, yeah, of course, if you got any credit card debt, pay that off first. But I've been paying down my debts. If you didn't know, I put in new windows, $50,000 hurricane-proof windows. Took them 2.5 years to put the windows in. That was insane. But I tell you what, it's worth it, man. I got a trailer park behind my house, and there's a bunch of motorcycles back there. They used to keep me awake at night. I don't hear a thing with those windows. Plus, my electricity bills have gone way down as a result of having those windows because they actually got UV protection. You know, so it used to be if you walked in front of a window, you know, it was like being in front of a furnace. You know, the house would heat up. So that air conditioner would run all the time, and especially when I was married. I don't know, I kept telling my ex-wife, I would tell her, I'd say, look, the air conditioning can only lower the temperature in the house by 20 degrees. So if it's 100 degrees outside, you want to set that thermostat on 80, okay? And in Florida, sometimes it gets up to 110 degrees. That means it's going to be 90 degrees in your house. And you say, oh my God, who could live like that? Well, if you turn that air conditioner, which is what she would do, she'd crank it down to 76 or something like that. Well, that means that air conditioner is going to run 24/7 and never shut down. That's going to burn up your compressor. You know, and I used to get so mad at her. I do miss being married, but that's okay. It's life's a lot easier, especially since I've been stocking up. I've been able to expand all over the house. But I can't believe we got it all done. So I'm out for a long hike today, a bit thirsty with no water, unfortunately, but like I said, it's not extremely hot today. That's pretty much it for the news. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we need to hit on. Well, you know what? We'll just get some scenery shots on the way back. Not too buggy today. Which is good. That hot day in the last video, God, the bugs were all over me. Not only was it hot, it was miserable with the bugs. So, and anyway, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to hike these trails. I actually ran into a spot on the trail that I couldn't stay on the trail. Like I said, I had to go off into the woods, which the danger there is the ticks. You know, they'll get on you when you're hiking. Well, you know, let me just show you what it looks like. You know, when you're hiking through stuff like that, there's all kinds of ticks and stuff that can get on you. Plus, the spider webs are not easy to see. But, all right, man. We'll think of something else, I'm sure. Peace out. stay free. And I'm going to tack on, I wrote a new song. It's called Trump Destroyed the World. And it's up on everywhere except the Florida Man News Network. And, it's posted on X. And I'm going to tack it on to the end of this video. It's a really good song. I was totally impressed. It took me, I don't know, about a week to put the song together, get all the imagery and, tweak the lyrics. I can't take full credit. Grok helped me write the song. And then, of course, Suno.com is the AI that I use to generate the song. A lot of people don't like AI generated songs. I don't mind them. Oh yeah, we got a Lego video. Daggone it. I tell you what, I'm just going to put it right here. Well, no, I'll put it up front in the video. We'll put it right after my intro, and that way we'll get that up front. All right, peace out. Stay free. Love these trees. Isn't that amazing? Thought of two things on the way back. The Douglas McGregor, he keeps saying that upwards of 70% of the farmers have gone out of business because they can't afford the fertilizer, which that was another thing that I stocked up on. I got a number of bags of fertilizer. I got more fertilizer than I can use in the next 2 years because all I got is a small garden and a lemon tree. And I would like to replace my crepe myrtle with the fruit tree at some point. That'll be a big project. I got other things to get done. The other piece of news that I forgot about was I was listening, sometimes I do listen to these right-wing hosts because I want to hear, see there's a spider right there. I don't know if you can see him. Luckily they haven't been on the trail. They've been off to the side. Other than that one spider web that we ran into. Boy, I tell you, face full of spider just scares the hell out of me. So anyway, got off on a tangent. We might have a number out of the Middle East of dead U.S. soldiers. So the guy called in to Todd Starnes, said that he knows somebody at I can't remember, it wasn't the VA, but it's the organization in the government responsible for sending the letters to the families that their son is dead, okay? And he says that number is 800 letters have been sent to the families because the military, even though it's a classified number, which they left at 13 for God knows how long, so we don't really know for sure, but he said that 800 letters have been sent out. So that indicates that there's been 800 people killed so far in the conflict that we know of, assuming. And he just sounded like an honest dude, not some nutbag. So I tend to believe that number. You take that with a grain of salt. I don't have the connection. I just know that the guy called in, and of course Todd Starnes was going, "Oh, you're full of it. And the guy kept saying, "No, I'm telling you right now that And Todd Starnes goes, "Did you read the names? Did you read the? I mean, who the hell? I mean, come on. I hate these right-wing lunatic talk show hosts. But anyway, I do listen to them occasionally. Like that piece of information right there, you get something going. By the way, this is the bike trail. I've never hiked this before, actually, because like I told you on the Florida trail, on the way out, there were places that I couldn't even that were completely blocked. So I'm gonna, this is a pretty heavily used bike trail, and you're never supposed to hike it. But there wasn't too many cars in the parking lot when I came out. So hopefully I won't run into any bikers because they're moving along pretty fast, and if you don't hear them coming, sometimes you might get run over. And then of course they could turn you in to the ranger and get you fined. But I don't think I'm going to see anybody today. So this is what the forest looks like. This is why I hike this trail. You gotta love it, huh? It's quite beautiful. And they do maintain these bike trails a lot better than they do the hiking trails. All right, if I think something else, we'll get some more in the video. I almost forgot to give you a computer update. After all, that I do still have that cybersecurity guy channel on YouTube. So DaVinci Resolve just came out with a major release. In fact, it looked a bit different than the previous release. The thing I didn't like is all of my settings that I had for creating videos and, you know, doing it according to what YouTube wants, got overwritten when I upgraded. So I got to get with Grok and try to figure out what the settings are. In fact, the last video, that song, I rendered it with, H265, and YouTube couldn't even swallow that. So I had to handbrake that video. And luckily, you know, once I handbraked it, it looked pretty good. If you didn't know, I mean, I hope you're keeping up. OBS Studio and Handbrake, they keep coming out with minor releases. There was one other big upgrade besides DaVinci Resolve. Dagnabbit, I had it in my head. Hold on, we'll get another clip here in just a second. Oh yeah, completely. You know, one of the things I've been wanting to do is put up a new website. You know, I still have my domain, that cybersecurity guy, at Cloud Access. I pay them, I don't know, $10 a year to keep that domain. But Joomla, that's what I use to develop my website. And Joomla just came out with a new release. We're going to go left here. Well, there's the Florida Trail up there. We'll go ahead and get back on the Florida Trail. That way I don't know where this bike trail actually goes and comes out. So we'll get off the bike trail here. But yeah, so, but what I did was I used an old laptop. And you can just, using localhost with your browser, you can install Joomla. And of course, I also use SP Page Builder from Joom Shaper. Now, all I do is keep that laptop updated with the latest version. I haven't done any website development other than keeping all of my versions up to date. But I'm just telling you, that's something that you could do. Is set you up a local host server for a website, and then you can develop that website locally, and then you can use a Kiba backup to back up your website, and then you can upload that to any website provider. You know, mine is Cloud Access. You can use whoever you want, and that way it's you don't have to sit there and pay for an online service, you know, a monthly subscription fee, and you can just do everything locally. You know, my laptop, that's a DV6 from 2014. But it works great. I run in, of course, Linux Mint. I've got Linux Mint 22.3 on there. And then, of course, Joomla, and that's about all that I have on the laptop. Of course, I also use it as a test ground. You know, before I install anything on my Linux 22.3 server, I always test the installation on that laptop first. So it's got all the software. I just don't use any of it, and none of it's configured or anything. All right, I'm just giving you some hints, some computer notes for you to chew on. All right, I don't think we're going to have any more news. This will probably be, once again, I keep saying this will be the end of the video. All right, nice. By the way, lots of birds today, lots of squirrels, a couple of lizards, and boy, lots of spiders. Man, I swear the spiders here in Florida, they get humongous, man. Luckily, none of them have been on the trail. They just kind of off the trail. I was going to actually get a video of one of them, and then I thought, you've seen enough spiders on my videos. Alrighty.
Shadows on the mountain, one spotlight rolling in, a golden chisel in his hand, and a grin for the camera. Here comes the fifth face, nobody asked for. Not on a stone, where the old faces stare, the wind cuts cold through the patriotic air. One face for the bird, one face for the land, one for the power, one who held the line by hand. Then down in the valley, the headlines start to shake. A new asked why. Did you heal the divide? Did you carry the weight? Or did you build your throne at the edge of the gate? They say it's about honor, but the mirror says me. They say it's about country, but the camera says see. The flag starts waving, the drums hit black, and every shiny promise comes with one more crack. He wants stone, we gain tracks. He wants cheers, we gain cracks. Farm out the story, one wants the frame. Golden little chisel, carving out a name. He wants stone, we gain facts. He wants glory, we gain cracks. Mountains don't bow when the mirror talks back. He wants stone, we gain cracks. Turn the cameras down, let the canyon breathe. There's a silence in the rock that no speech can deceive. Power loves a statue, power loves a crown, power loves a stage where no one pulls it down. But history is heavy, it does not clap on cue. It does not change its face, because a headline tells it to. The hidden move is simple. The game is not the stone, it's who controls the story when the crowd goes home. Who owns the mountain? Who writes the page? Who gets remembered when the spotlight fades? The old faces don't answer, the wind just rolls through, and the golden chisel waits for something else to do. Then the mountain shakes softly, not loud, not fast, just enough to say, not every name should last. He wants stone, we get cracks. He wants tears, we get cracks. Four built the story, one wants the frame. Golden little chisel, carving out a name. He wants stone, we get cracks. He wants glory, we get cracks. Mountains don't bow when the mirror talks back. He wants stone, we get cracks. He wants stone, we get cracks. He wants stone, we get cracks. Coming fast, coming fast. But the mountain last laughs. He wants stone, we get cracks. He wants stone, we get cracks. Four faces watching, one flag talked in. The louder he shouts, the deeper it splits the dead. The world is burning, and he just smiles. Oil rigs stand empty under a dying sky. Gas prices rising, watch the working people cry. Trucks slow to a standstill on the empty interstate. Empty shelves are warning us it's getting far too late. Helium is vanishing, we can't make the chips we need. AI and computers fading, planting a dying seed. Silicon dreams are crumbling, no future left in sight. The whole world feels the silence in the dead of night. Fuel is getting costly, inflation cuts so deep. Families torn apart while the promises they keep. He talks about drilling, but the wells are running dry. Congress votes for peace, but he lets the missiles fly. Russia in the east and Iran begins to burn. America is crumbling, lessons we never learned. Zionist Israel, dropping hell from the sky, bombing Lebanon and Gaza, watch the children die. Genocide unfolding under American shields. White phosphorus rain on the battlefields. Hospitals crumble, the refugees flee, while Trump sends the weapons and calls it peace. Netanyahu's playbook with the green light nod. Blood on the sand in the name of God. Zionist forces striking from the sky above. Lebanon and Gaza losing everyone they love. Genocide unfolding behind the shields we send. White phosphorus falling where the innocents defend. Hospitals are crumbling, refugees run for their lives, while weapons keep on flowing under political lies. Starobil's dormitories, the drones strike at night. Young kids training to teach, now lost in the fight. Teenage dreamers, mostly girls in their beds. Russian fury exploding, vengeance ahead. Aspiration rising, Putin's rage unbound. Bombs for the mothers, tears for the ground. Trump sits back silent, no peace in his game. Just fuel on the fire, more blood in the flame. China, Russia, North Korea, Iran and the pact. Quick axis rising, united to attack. Beijing supplying, Pyongyang sends the shells. Tehran and Moscow ringing freedom bells. Whole world hates
skies and ICBMs in the sky. Global thermonuclear, watch the planet die. Fallout on the cities, winter without end. Leaders push the buttons, no one left to mend. Crink coalition laughing as the missiles fly. Trump's reckless poker game makes the whole world fry. Ash covers the oceans, radiation in the wind. This is Armageddon, where humanity ends. He tweets through the chaos, doesn't feel the pain, while families are starving in the acid rain. Trump destroyed the world, lit the fuse and laughed. Dollars on its deathbed, doing the final dance. Wars with Iran, Russia knocking at the gate. He don't care about the people, just seals our fate. Ignore the House, ignore the Senate too. Bombs keep falling while the red hats cheer you. Trump destroyed the wild, yeah, he burned it down from the White House throne in his golden crown. He watches through the chaos, never feels the pain, while mothers feed their children in the pouring acid rain. Trump destroyed the world. He lit the fuse and smiled. The dollar's slowly dying on its final mile. Wars keep spreading wider. He just doesn't care about the people starving or the poison in the air. He ignores the House, ignores what Congress said. Bombs keep falling as the sky turns red. Trump destroyed the world, he burned it to the ground. From his golden tower, never making a sound. He doesn't see the mothers waiting in the bread line. Doesn't hear the children who will never see age 9. The helium is gone, the chips have turned to dust. AI falls silent as the world begins to rust. Arms keep shipping out while the innocent bleed. Zion is fire, Russian rage and nuclear seed. China, Iran, North Korea standing side by side. The Middle East is burning, there's nowhere left to hide. Trump destroyed the world, he lit the fuse and smiled.